Hey, it's Kid Epic, and today our video is a throwback episode. It's about our haunted house that we make every year, except for we couldn't make it this year because everything going on. But I'm going to tell you how it works. So my mom brings out all of the decorations we have. We have like a bunch of decorations. And then my dad, while she's doing that, my dad builds a huge structure. The structure's like, it covers like all of our front yard. And it's this really cool haunted house. And then they put a bunch of stuff on, and like it's really cool. So when you first enter the place, you see it's called Clown Alley. I remember all of the names because we actually planned it out like on a paper. So it's Clown Alley, where there's a bunch of clowns on the wall and lights and it's like flickering. And then when you walk to the end, there's a clown sitting on a chair with some dynamite in the hand. And then after that, you go down the steps, and then there's a pet cemetery where there's like gravestones, and there's like a black cat and a bunch of like zombie animals. After that, there's a place called like Doll Town, like creepy doll town. There's a bunch of creepy dolls that are like really scary. We have a jacuzzi. That jacuzzi had a bunch of hands and a bunch of stuff in it, like hands with arms and a bunch of body parts. And then there's this animatronic girl who's there, and she has a really creepy face. She just looks like a normal. She looks like a normal little girl, but then when she turns around, it's like all scarred up. One thing that's really cool about it is there are a bunch of little hiding spots like in between it. So sometimes my dad might be under the he might be in there, and then he can and then they get really scared. And there's also a place called the Limbless Jim, and that's where a guy has no legs and he's on a walking cane, and he's like. And there's also this really creepy Regan doll. Well, it's really cool. It can twist its head all the way around. It can say like, "Roar." So it's this really old movie. It's called The Exorcist. I haven't seen it, but it looks really creepy. I think she's like possessed, so she can like move her head all the way around. And after that, there's it's kind of like, it's Witch Alley, where there's like the Wicked Witch of the West, and there's a bunch of skeletons there, and like there's a bunch of other witches. There's even a skull that drops from the sky, and it really scares people. Yeah, and then there's this place called like Zombieland, and there's a bunch of zombies on the floor, and they're like, and they make sounds. And then after that, there's like, it's probably the most creepiest place. It's the ghost town, where there's like a bunch of ghosts and there's like skeletons. Did I mention that there's a bunch of mist, so you can't really see in that part? So they all have dresses on, and then like it has a bunch of fans, so everything's like, it looks like they're floating. That's probably one of the most scariest parts of it. And we also use black lights, so their dresses glow, and like that's definitely the most scariest part, because you really can't see except for the ghost. Yeah, and after you leave, there's this giant pumpkin. He has a head as a pumpkin, and it's really scary. When we were doing it on actual Halloween, there was a bunch of people who thought that was the entrance, but it was actually up there. So there was a bunch of people that came to the haunted house. There was like a huge line for everybody to come in the haunted house. We don't just do it on Halloween, we also do it on, we throw this big Halloween party where people, if they want to, they could hide in, like, so you know that place we were talking about, that secret place? Well, it's in the middle of the haunted house, and then there's a bunch of masks in there, so you can go out and scare people with it. I was scared of the haunted house on first. I'm always scared of the haunted house on like I don't know why, but then after that I go on it like again and again and again. People love the haunted house at the Halloween party, and everybody just went again and again, kept running through it, and it was really cool. So the scariest part of the haunted house is probably the ghost area. Ghost town, because it's so misty in there. You can't see anything except for the ghost, and it looks like they're floating, and it's really scary. I hope we can do a haunted house next year, but a haunted house is a big success. There's like hundreds of people to come, and like sometimes even grown-ups get scared on it. The haunted house is a highlight of the year for us, so we wanted to show you it. We probably would have been starting the haunted house now, and like it would have been almost done now, and it would be really cool if we could do it this year. But next year there will be a haunted house that you can go to. Please like and subscribe to Kid Epic. Kid Epic out.